What's up, buddy? I can't hear anything that you're saying. Can't hear you at all. Can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can't hear you. Let me see if it's on mine. I can't hear you, so hold on a second. Can't hear you. Hey, why don't I let me all right. I'll do the chatting. You go fix your stuff and I'll start chatting with people. So that's what happens when you work from an iPad, bro. So can everybody hear me? Randy, can you hear me? Yeah, no, it's because Chris is he's doing it from outside. He's not doing it from the studio from his iPad. So cool. So here's what Chris and I were going to do today is we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about just gratitude, the things that are going on through Thanksgiving, everything that you good now, Chris? I can't hear you. You want to run it? Can't hear you. Just keep talking every once in a while, and if you start being heard, I'll stop talking. But until then, I'm just going to start chatting with everybody. So, or you can just sit there and just smile. It's up to you. So Chris and I wanted to come to you guys this week and just talk to you about the obvious stuff of, we're during Thanksgiving week. Gratitude. We're at a time of gratitude, just enjoying ourselves and really trying to make the moments matter. Just live in the moment, just enjoy life and realize all the things that we do have. And this week with our coaching group, we're actually talking about pretty much just that, because we're talking about how do you accept yourself and accept others where you are there at in their journey. And so one of the most difficult things for people to do, and we're seeing it right now in these COVID times, is accepting themselves. Because when you're sitting alone and you're sitting by yourself and all this, time that you've got where you might not be out at a bar, you might not be at the gym, you might not be at places you used to be, and you're in your own mind, you start saying, what's wrong with me? And you focus on all the things that you think are wrong with you instead of saying, what's right with me? Like how many good things are going on, and amplifying those things by telling the universe that you recognize how, amazing you are and being grateful. And so you can turn yourself into this amazing super person just by seeing the positives. And that's what we've been talking about all week. When we're talking about accepting others, one of the most difficult things that as a human we find is to accept behaviors or actions or things that people are doing that, according to our understanding, we deem as being wrong. So right now, for me to sit here and think of the people who drive me the craziest in my life, let's just say if I picked 5 people. You got it, Chris? So let's say if I can't hear you. No. So say if I picked 5 people in my life and I was going to say all the things that they did that drive me nuts, what if I finally started saying, instead of seeing everything that's wrong with those people in my life, I said, that person has shown up in my life with great intention because they are a teacher for my journey. It sounds simple, right? Why would I choose this existence and plug myself into a world and put these people around me with no other reason but to irritate me? Do you think that you would do that as a spirit or a soul? Do you think you would jump into this body and say, I'm going to create everyone around me just to irritate me? No. Those people are plugged into your life with lessons. And here's why they irritate you. Because you've been taught that lesson lifetime after lifetime. And here's what you do. I'm not listening to you. And so that lesson gets louder and louder until it's a freight train. So here's what we're asking you guys to do today. On this Thanksgiving weekend, let's take the time to start realizing that every single human being in our life, especially those that we see as wrong or irritating or just not right, realize those are our greatest teachers. And so when we realize that and we say, there's so much brilliance in these people because they're going to teach me the lessons that allow me to grow exponentially. Now they're a gift instead of a hindrance. So that's what Chris and I have been talking about all week with our team. And this is a point in our program where we tell people you're really going to start taking flight, because you start to really drop that baggage of this is holding me back. And you start to realize it's actually fuel instead of a hindrance. And so this is such a beautiful week for us as individuals, for our team that we're working with. Hey, superstars, how are you guys? And just all the beautiful people in this world, you know, even those who frustrate us. And here's the cool thing too. What about the people that are frustrated by you? You're the teacher to them. So we get to play so many beautiful roles in this world, and it's up to us what we do with it. I can hear things. Chris?
Yeah. Did that work?
Yeah, it was good timing too. I just finished explaining what we're doing this week.
You can't hear me still?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, this is fun.
I can hear you. I hear you.
I can't hear you.
I hear you. Am I on mute or something? You can't hear me?
This is funny. You're messing with me, aren't you?
I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
See, this is happy hour, baby. Let me try this. Jesus Christ.
All right, I'm going to listen to what people are writing in here and answer some questions. Who's got a question for me? Because Chris can't hear.
Can I hear you now?
I can hear you.
Seriously?
I can hear you. I hear
you. Can hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
All right. I swear to God, I mean, I'm on.
I'll make you sweat. What the hell?
I'm on.
This is really freaking weird.
I hear both of you. So here's the thing.
Audio. iPad microphone. Oh, no. Can you hear me now?
I hear you. I hear you.
And I still can't hear you. Try now.
Maybe you just, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. Let me just try
Okay.
that one.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
You can hear me?
I hear you.
Hey, it worked. All right.
All right,
Good
sweet.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Scott.
Hey, what's up, Chris? All right, cool.
Fucking technology.
So everybody can hear both of us. I just explained to everybody what we're doing this week and how much fun we've been having living in gratitude and learning to accept ourselves more and accept others by reframing and seeing everybody as a teacher versus some sort of an enemy or some bad person. So that's where we're at. So what do you guys got? What kind of questions do you guys have? What's going on this week? What are you guys feeling? This is definitely a different Thanksgiving than we're used to. I don't know anybody out of any of my friends that would say this is just like every other year on Thanksgiving. So what's different? What's good? What's not as good? What are you guys doing about it?
Exactly. No, great question, Scott. Great question. As always, we want your guys' interaction here on the comments. That's what we love, hanging out with you guys on Friday nights, by the way. Cheers, Scott. I'm having what are you having? You having a gluten-free?
Yeah, gluten-free beer. Because I'm going to start, I'm going to go really hardcore on my diet and doing like a 3-week cleanse, like all kinds of good stuff. So on Monday, I'm starting that. So I'm like, I might as well finish strong. Might as well have my beer, my leftovers.
Yeah. Awesome. I know you and I had talked about that briefly. That's pretty awesome. As far as, taking care of yourself and raising it to the next level. That's the same. That's the way I feel. It's like, I'm so thankful to be in the shape I'm in at the age I'm in. I'm a little bit older than you, only by 20 years or something like that.
2 years.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how you can change your mindset about where it is at your life. I mean, I look at, the fight that's going to be happening tomorrow. I used to be a big boxing fan way back in the day. So to see, Tyson and Jones get in the ring together, it's interesting, watching Tyson go throughout his career, basically going from being one of the greatest, somewhat, to everything that he went through. And now he's like 55 years old going, hey, I'm going to get back into shape, and he's rocking it. And of course that's his job to do, but it inspires me to kind of sit there and say, you know what, being 52 is one thing, but you can try to turn the clock a little bit and gain some of that extra advantage and push yourself. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's mind, body, spirit. And one of the things that we've heard since we were kids, and we've written off the cliche so many times, is your body's a temple. And I used to always see it as this, as a football player, as a basketball player. When I thought of my body as a temple, I thought it as a temple that, let's see if I can destroy it and it will rebuild itself. The foolish mental mindset of a lot of guy athletes, we're just ridiculous. We want to run into a wall and see what happens. So now, turning back the hands of time, I'm much more gentle with myself. I have a lot more grace. I give myself time to rest and relax, and I see the full cycle of how to serve my body as a temple so I can be the best to be in service to others. And it's actually fun. It's actually a challenge, and it's fun. I wish I didn't beat myself as much as I did, but that makes it more of a challenge. So it's cool.
Yeah. Yep. And I was actually thinking about this, and I'll just hit you up on the air. I was thinking, because I want to do the same thing. We should film like what we're doing, on our, just like film video iPhone stuff, and just show people like, hey, this is what it takes when you have to get off your ass and kind of push yourself a little bit harder, at this age of your life or whatever, in that stage of your life. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking about doing, is inspiring guys our age that think, oh yeah, I'm 50 years old or whatever. And they'll say, no, you can, the 50 could be the new 30. And especially with supplements and everything else. And if you want it bad enough, you can create it bad enough. So I think us to just in our own personal journey and together, how we do things, it might be a good inspirational spot for people to just see, hey, this is how we take our own medicine.
100%. No, I'll do that all day, every day. I'll do that with you. And that's something that I used to be a trainer. We had a boot camp company called Fitness for Mind and Body. And we had 300-400 clients in Austin. We had different parks we were doing boot camps. And so if people have questions about really how to nurture the body and do it the right way, I can give you guys a lot of insight, because I've got plenty of certifications in, the National Academy of Sports Medicine. I've got my training certification, a whole bunch of other ones, behavioral, nutrition, all that stuff. So maybe one day we do a show that we specifically talk about, where do I start? Because a lot of people are sitting here going, dude, I've been on the couch for years. I don't even know the first thing to do. Maybe we answer questions and we just give insight on where do we get going. And I can tell you, some of the simplest things, the biggest mistake people make is in high school, they used to lift weights and run. Let's just say that. So they go back to the gym and they say, I'm just going to start doing bench press and running. And they do the same thing. They hurt their shoulder, hurt their wrist. They never go back. The way we did things and the way we do things now are two different things. And you don't want to jump back to where you think you were first and foremost. And there's a progression. But even the lightweight, like even just getting on a bench press when you haven't been on one is not the right decision. You want to do stuff that incorporates balance. So you might want to do super lightweight on a ball and work your core into it. Just do some lightweight flies with 10 pounds, just to let your body know you're coming back. And that's how you don't get hurt. And that's how you're going to get the gains much quicker. But, we're human. We make mistakes. That's why we're here, to be in service.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. No, I think it's awesome. And it's interesting because, I've been talking to a lot of people all throughout this year, this, and just talking about like this COVID time was a time for either to get stronger or weaker. And for those people who are watching this and you've gotten a little bit weaker, there's still time left in the game. The game's never over. And the fact that, hey, I can look back and in retrospect and I say, you know what, I was kind of lazy and I kind of let this thing get the best of me. But hey, you know what, effective today, I'm going to make this determination that 2021 is going to be my bitch, and I'm going to do everything possible. And I'm not going to wait until January 1st to do it. I'm going to, like you said, you're starting Monday. I'm going to start more this year than I usually do. Most of the time, I usually go balls ass crazy and make myself miserable with food. And then that way I don't even look forward to it for the first 3 months. I just look forward to salads and water. But this year, no, I'm actually going to start it as well, too. So, we encourage you guys to take that responsibility and that acknowledgement and look at it and say, you know what, 2020 may have been a year that I wasn't the best or had the best perspective. But, with Chris and Scott and with the people I focus on and the things I choose to do, I can really make 2021 a banner year. And really just make up for those things. And it's crazy, Scott, how people will sit there and shoot themselves in the foot and then they'll reload the gun. I mean, it's like, oh, last year was kind of sucky too. I wonder what I should be doing different. It's like, you got to put yourself out there. You got to make the investment. You have to, put in that effort, that sweat equity. And that's one thing, I've been asking that question, like, what is your best? And I asked one of my coaching clients last night, I said, I want you to define what your best is. And so I gave him a couple of ideas, and it's interesting. I'm always pondering that question, Scott. And I started thinking about it yesterday when I was out in the garage and it wasn't yesterday, the day before. And I was washing the cars and I was like, what is my best? I'm like, my best is I would really make this car look really, really good. And I started asking myself as I was washing the car, I'm like, your best is the attention to detail that nobody else sees will ever thank you for, right? Your best is knowing that when you're done, you got the parts that nobody will ever notice, but it's clean, it's done. What have been your thoughts lately on your best as you've been kind of transitioning and seeing things from different angles this year?
Yeah, and you've asked me that question before, and I love that question. And I think what you've got to think about is, first and foremost, let's think of somebody like Michael Jordan. If you want to be the best basketball player in the world, it takes a lot. You're going to lose friends, you're going to lose sleep, You're going to lose opportunity to have fun. There's a lot of sacrifices. So to get your pure best at anything, what are you willing to give up? That's the question you got to ask. So when you're looking to live a life of happiness, I think one of the things we got to figure out is what are you willing to give up to live that life, and what's balanced to you? So as a basketball player, as a kid, I wanted to be Michael Jordan. But if anybody ever explained to me he was like mean to his friends, his own team hated him, he couldn't hold on a relationship, and you said that, I'd be like, well, I don't want to be the best then. I want to be the best, but also be able to be a good friend, have my teammates like me. There are other things that matter. So I think to that question is, how much time can you really realistically take away from your family to work on the car? Your best has to come with, now, here's the scary part of this. Are you going to half-ass everything in your life and say that's my best? Or are you going to be honest and say, in the hour I can devote, I'm going to give the most attention to detail and be honest with myself? That's what I try to do. So when I leave here and we go put up the Christmas tree, I'm going to make sure I participate with my best. When I go tomorrow, go for a run in the morning, whatever, I'm going to give it my best in that moment. So to define my best, I would say incorporates presence. I'm going to be present. I'm going to give a percentage that doesn't leave me exhausted afterwards. And maybe that percent for you is 60, 70, 80. Be true with yourself. Mm-hmm. But if afterwards I have to fall asleep on the couch for the whole day, then is my best my best? So it's like anything else. It's very fluid and dynamic, and it's not a single answer. And I wanted to bring up what Randy said here. I love the fact that he's saying, I'm literally at my best at 64 years old. And I think that's beautiful. And I've seen his videos too. I mean, he looks amazing. I trust that he is telling the truth, and I believe he's giving his best. And so the same exact thing. When we heard, let's be honest, 64 years old as a kid, I would have been like, oh, really old man. Here's what I see 64 as. Hey, let's be honest. Now here's what I'm seeing, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I hear a numeric challenge for me to be my best, for me to kick ass. Like, think of this. If at 90, I can jog and be the only guy in the 10K who's still jogging and walks off like nothing, then I'm a victor. I'm doing my best. And that's what I want to find is my best. I want, just like in business, we always talk about scalability, sustainability, longevity. That's what I want with my best. I want a balance that when I leave this earth, my body shuts off. I have a heart attack and I pass on, and everyone says he was still in perfect health because I literally did everything to fine tune my best and be in balance. So that's my answer to the best.
I love
Randy,
that, Scott.
What do you think, Randy? Because you're living it right now too.
Yeah, talk to us, Randy. Talk to us, guys. Ask us your questions. I mean, definitely. It's I love what you said, Scott. You said, there's a balance and there's also a sacrifice. There's an investment in what it is that we want to do. And when you were talking, I was thinking, I love what you said. You're like, what is your best? Like your 60, 70, 80%? Because for me, I think of like, I think like my benchmark now is like, okay, am I David Goggins or not? That's like the Goggins, the Goggins factor. Could I? Yeah. Do I? No. I want to have a drink every once in a while, a cheeseburger every once in a while. I want to do my best within my limitations and not hurt myself any longer, but also kind of create that dynamic advantage of what it is that we're trying to do. We want to change the world. So what do you got to do to change the world? You have to change yourself. You have to change your perspective about things. So I'm even looking at things like, I've given up drinking for 3 months, no big deal, no problem. But I'm like, okay, if I want to be my best, if I really want to impact people and be super clear and super energetic and super, on the ball with everything, I'm like, maybe I'm going to take 6 months off. Maybe I'm going to sit there and get back into bike riding and do a century. I don't know. But, I love what you said about that, because there does have to be some offset in the things that we do. And then also what you said is the fact that it's always changing. It's dynamic. What your best was yesterday can be evolving in tomorrow. And then you may get into this thing and go, man, I'm capable of so much more that I didn't even realize. I was only using 60% of what's in my tank. Now I'm even going 80%. And I'm still, still rocking it. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing that we have to do. And I've been thinking about, everything that I'm thankful for in Thanksgiving, obviously, and thinking about, a lot of people are going through a lot of tragic stuff. And I had this question that popped into my mind. I wanted to ask it to you. When there was a time that was so messed up that you're so thankful for now that happened, and it kind of just redirected something in your life that otherwise you might have come in a different path?
Dude, so that question is one of my favorite questions, and it's been asked like 10 different ways. People say, what's your favorite time in life? So that question is perfect. People ask me, what was the best day you've ever experienced? And what was the worst day you've ever experienced? What was the best lesson? It's all the same day. Yeah. I fell through a glass table. An 8-inch piece of glass went up under my private parts. literally, they didn't think I'd have kids. I was supposed to die. I lost more than half my blood. My heart stopped. They brought me back. Guess what? That is the most influential, beautiful day I've ever experienced, because I was in autopilot. I wanted to be a great athlete. I wanted to get the most girls. I wanted to be the smartest. And that just shut me down. I'm 19 years old. I'm in college. I'm in the best shape of my life. And all of a sudden somebody says, you won't be able to have kids. You're never playing football again. You're never playing basketball again. And my whole world is about to end. And then incrementally I get better. And all of a sudden I'm playing football and basketball and everything else is working. And literally every moment from then on, I'm like, wow, am I lucky? And so when I was training for sports, I gave it my all. When I was doing anything, I gave it my all, because I was like, I'm not even supposed to be here. So I would not be the same person without being knocked down like that. So that was the most amazing day. And I literally can still feel phantom pains where I feel like in excruciating pain. And instead of being like, every once in a while it happens, could be every year, could be every 6 months, and I'll have this pain, I freeze. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm amazed that I'm still here. And it's so, you always hear people have to hit rock bottom or have to find the ultimate pain or the ultimate destruction to build back up. Unfortunately, that might be true. Like, any of us who have been there want to teach others, don't go that way. You know what I mean? We want to be like, hey, don't do what I did.
Don't touch the stove, asshole.
But maybe you need to put your hand on the stove. Maybe you need to get bitten by the dog. Maybe you need to get punched in the face. Maybe you need to fall through a glass table. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But if you can learn from us and not have to do it, try that, because that hurt a lot. But that's the answer, Chris. Best day of my life. Best day of my life.
Awesome. That's the way the lessons are getting taught. That's the way lessons get taught. So Randy says, I agree, brother. I determined in early 2020 that I will live it, love it, own it. 16-8 or 18-6 fasting. Good for good food. Love working out. I finally use the walks. Touch customers, touch family. Don't touch strangers, Randy.
Yeah, he's out there. I see his walks. I see him.
Yeah, no, he does them. Big lesson to me was I figured out that I no longer will exist. Engage in life in every day. Every day is my mantra. Absolutely, absolutely. Show up or blow up. I used to say that. What's up, Serena Buffalino? How are you? How's quarantine going, darling? Hope you had a. Well, actually, you guys don't celebrate Thanksgiving the same time we do it there.
But they already did it. We wished them Thanksgiving a month ago.
Yeah, no, they do it like weird. Of course, maybe we do it weird. Of course, maybe they do the metric system. No, they do the metric system. They do that weird leader shit like the rest of the world. We're the ones that got it right. What's up, Superstar? What's up, Paul? So good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Robert says, I finally remembered that the universe requires balance. And Tony did drop by to remind me that too. He must have heard I was everywhere in the early days. Absolutely. It's it's amazing what we can find gratitude in those challenging times, because like you said, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom. And I've determined, and I was having this conversation with some people yesterday or day before yesterday. And I said, and I asked them, I said, what's your greatest motivator? And they talked about all these different things. And I said, how's that working for you? And like, well, obviously if I'm talking to you, then it's not working for me. And I said, you want to know what the greatest motivator is? And they said, pain. Or I said, pain. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, think about it. Think about the dog that's sitting on the front porch and the guy walks by and he goes, why is that dog always moaning? Guy says, oh, he's sitting on a nail. Why does he get off of it? It's not painful enough yet. And it's like, why are we all moaning about stuff? That's why Scott and I come to you every single week. We share what's going on in our lives and kind of share from our stories to help inspire you guys that, today is today. Yesterday is a memory. It's electrical energy in our brain. And we just want to see the best for you guys. We want to see the best for us. We want to see the best for the world. And we can do that, through these questions, through these interviews, and also through working with you together, in the programs that we offer. Scott, we were going to talk about a special Black Friday kind of situation we have coming up. You were alerting to the group coaching program earlier. I mean, this is the weird thing about this kind of stuff is that you want to offer it to everybody, but you realize that there's only certain people who are really ready to act and really ready to change. And that's the kind of person that I want to work with, Scott, is the person that's like sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're comfortably miserable. They don't want to take another year of same old, hoping, wishing, and praying, playing the someday game. Oh, when this happens or that happens, I want to work with some people who are really just ready and energetic and ready to go, like the people we have in our group program right now. So I think we made it a little bit more attractive for people to get in with us. You want to give them some of those details?
I do. And you actually segued into it perfect, because you're talking about the dog and not enough pain. So here's a simple reality is I would say there's two huge reasons why people don't dive into group coaching like this. First is they say, I don't want to invest the money. And it's not that they don't want to, it's that they're thinking, oh, I don't know, I've got all these other things. I got to pay for this. I got to do this, or this person needs this. And you don't do anything for yourself. The second thing is there's the illusion that group coaching, I don't want to say this in front of somebody. I don't know if I can do it. I feel uncomfortable. I challenge you to go watch a video that we just created with one of our participants, Danielle, who's in the group right now. To be honest with you, she's somebody who feels anxiety. She's somebody who said, I can't invest the money. I don't have it right now. She's somebody who said, I do not want a group dynamic. I want one-on-one coaching. But we said to her, we said, would you trust us? You can have your money back. Would you trust us with this program and see where it takes you? And she trusted us and joined with her husband. And I can tell you right now that they're about to take flight. One of the things that we talk about was we're all on the runway. And throughout the program, you start to go down the runway. And right about this point, this 9 weeks point, you're supposed to start liftoff. And they're starting to lift off. And she just sent me a message with the meditation right now. And she's like, I feel it. I really feel it. But listen to her. She's on the Go Love Now. If you haven't liked us yet, go to facebook.com/Go Love Now. The latest post we have is a video with her. And she's just explaining her experience. But her point was she realized that she can't wait anymore. And so is the nail hurting enough? Are you painful? You're in pain enough? That's for you to decide. But I will say this learning and this progress and this, are we waiting for things to be painful enough, is a really crappy way to go through existence. Because think about it. I sit here, I'm in pain. And then I jump to another spot and say, I'm not in pain anymore. And then we sit there stagnant again. And we jump again to another place. We're not in pain. And then we sit stagnant again. The program that Chris and I are offering is so simple. Here's what it would look like. Visualize this. Imagine if you're going into the woods, okay? And you're going to live the rest of your life in the woods. If you walked in the woods without any understanding of the woods, just you alone, it's going to be a very difficult situation for you to exist. We're not telling you how to live in the woods. We're giving you tools. We're giving you the equivalent of a saw that's going to help you cut down the trees. We're giving you tools that might be, a thing to create fire, a little flint stick or whatever. We're giving you a hammer. We're giving you a way to find water. We're giving you all the tools. So when you go in there, we're not telling you the path to follow in the woods. We're telling you you can survive in the woods and you can make it a beautiful, wonderful experience. So we're helping you keep the fluidity, that dynamic nature of existence, that you have what it takes to grow exponentially, and you never have to stop and say, now I'm comfortable. Because when you stop and say you're comfortable, growth stops. And that's when the pain's going to start. And then you just wait to be in pain enough to move again. Stay moving. I mean, Randy just said it. Like, Randy nailed it. Like, it's fun. It took 64 years. Maybe it took 49 years. Who cares? Once you know it's going to be a dynamic experience and every day you're going to make the most of that day in motion and you have the tools, this is a really cool world to live in. You may have just convinced yourself otherwise. So here's the deal. Chris and I have put a lot of time into this program, a ludicrous amount of time. I've made meditations that I've literally spent like an insane amount making sure it's the perfect music, the perfect things are said. And every week you got a meditation, you have a lesson, you have interaction with us. It's 12 weeks long. So that program, we're very convinced the value is at least $2,000. We're looking at other programs that, I know what other coaches are doing. They're not bringing that much value. Not that what we're giving, they're not. I'm seeing what people are doing on the other end. So that's supposed to be the price. We're doing a Black Friday until Sunday night price of $895 if you want to do it for one person. But the cool thing is, if two of you sign up, it's $600 each, so it's $1,200. So if you can get two people to sign up and come do this together, that's what we're offering. And so that's 12 weeks. You get way more out of this one than you would with a one-on-one group coaching. So visualize, here's what you're doing for a week. Monday night for 90 minutes, you're with Chris and I and the group. You've got an accountability partner in there. You're getting the lesson. We have a Facebook Live group. You get the lesson. You share everything. We work together as a group. You can connect with Chris or I offline after to make sure you're on track to doing the right things. Every week after that, you get a meditation that you do during the week. So it's literally like a college class, but you come out with 8 different tools that you have in your tool belt that are literally going to change your life. It's that simple. And if you don't trust me, go listen to Danielle. And we can easily get everybody in the group to do the same kind of video so you can see where you're going to get. But So you have that until Sunday night. If you want to do that, all you have to do is go to scottgoyette.com. Oh, you already got it. You're way ahead of me. Chris is the brains behind this detail. He just lets me babble, and then he's the brains behind the detail. Thank you. So we have a wonderful web guy, our great friend Ben Hayden, who was kind enough to put that stuff together today. So it's all in there. And yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm just reading everybody's stuff.
I know. Yeah. I mean, it is so blessed. I wanted to, and to your point, Scott, before I get rattling off on something that somebody said before. Yeah. I mean, you know what, this is the first group we've done this with, and to be able to combine our different styles, our different unique styles that are yet the same is something that I have not seen. I've never done a group coaching program with anybody else. Normally I've only done it by myself. And so to partner with you in that and have the different perspectives, depending on who the learning style might be, that may resonate one way you say it, or one way I say it, or one way we both say it, but differently. That's one of the things that I think that I know brings massive value to the people who are in the group, is that you are getting literally two different perspectives that ultimately mean the same thing for you. So depending on how you want to see it, you're going to get the impact. And really, like you said, watching the space that we created for people. I think that's really super important to highlight, is like you said, in that group setting. I've had group coaching programs where immediately everybody fell into sync and everything was awesome. And I've had group coaching programs where I was like, oh my God, I have like the enemies of every single person in this group. And I have to sit there and manage this as a leader. And that's been challenging as well. But to watch people really like at the point in their journey where they're just like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I can't stay the same. I can't have this identity anymore. And to watch people go, why do I have an identity in the first place? Why am I hanging on to stuff that doesn't serve me anymore? The empathy, the forgiveness. I mean, those two things alone, and watching how our clients actually transformed and were able to step outside and go, hey, you know, can I give this a different perspective, a different meaning? Can I take responsibility for my aspect of what was involved in that? Can I sit there and look from their perspective and say, hey, you know what, maybe if I went through their shoes and walked in their journey, I might be a little bit like them. And maybe if I can forgive them or understand them, then I can let some of my baggage go and kind of be on with my life. And we saw that. We literally saw people who were just like, oh my God. I mean, I know you had one conversation onto the side as well as I did. You know, they were just like, oh my God, just saying it out loud and admitting it. And I feel so much freer. And I'm like, yeah, so we create that space for you guys to have that vulnerability, to have that privacy as well, and the support. We're only going to take people that are going to be cool. Like if we're not going to take somebody who's going to be like, oh wow, why is she being stupid? You know, this is a family. This is immediately we created a name, a family for us, and you know we have a different host of a variety of people in there, and it's awesome because now they too get to see different perspectives from different angles, different ethnicities, different cultures, and it's just been really truly one of the greatest programs I've been a part of. So thank you for that. And I just encourage you guys, if you guys are serious about it, take us up on it, because, you know, I remember one time I was looking at a $5,000 investment in my future for 1 year. And I was just like, oh my God, this is a lot of money. And I just stopped and I said, Chris, you know what, if I can't make $5,001 back from this investment in my passion, then I have no business doing this. And that's ridiculous. You know, so if I can't invest in myself, and that was one of the greatest decisions I made, because from that point, I met so many people who supported me along the ways. And I've met so many great coaches I've had in my life and mentors in my life and people like yourself. So, you know, making those investments in ourselves really does open up that energy for us to receive and be abundant in our life.
Yes, 1000%. No, the beautiful thing, like you said, is watching every single person in the group grow. And here's the fun thing too. Let's be even more transparent. On day one, one of the people who was in the group was like, well, I thought we were going to get more from this. So I had a long conversation with this person. Remember? It was so long ago. And so I said, well, it's day one. And so, but I'm not kidding. Like, so we had a talk and we, you know, kind of reeled that person back in. I said, listen, I go, I'll give you all the money back right now. And they're like, no. And they come back. We've had at least 3 or 4, what I would call family squabble comments, you know, like, well, why did they have to say this? Well, why did this happen? And I said, why do you think it happened? And we had the conversation. And what was happening was people were having breakthrough moments and not recognizing them. They were struggling. They were upset. Or, well, why would that person say that? Or why does this happen? And the beauty is we were like, you understand what's happening right now, right? You're upset with what? Are you upset with them? Or is there something that, you know, is shifting in you? And they're like, and we're like, there you go. And so we're watching people grow. And I have to say this, there's nothing more beautiful than watching people who have come to shows like this or have they've dabbled in the growth. They've listened and said, hey, that's really something I got to do. And they kind of almost go there, but they don't go all in. They don't say, I'll no longer tolerate this. This is where I'm going to be. I will no longer do this. And now they're doing it. And there's nowhere to hide. We're in the group and we follow up with them. Like, have you done your exercise? Did you do the meditation? How did it make you feel? Where do you think you're going with it? And you see these people every week go, I hated this week, or I love this week. All that meant was the week that you loved, you didn't have as much growth need. The week that you hated, it sucked because you were forced to grow. And every week matters. It's like working out when one week you feel good and one week you don't. But you do it every week and you know at the end of the regimen, you're going to be better. And that's what's happening. So there's no question you'll be 50 times more equipped to go into the woods of existence if you do this program. 1,000%.
Absolutely, Scott. And it's, for me, it conjures up, like I always think, you know me, I always think in things in terms of like, what's the question you can ask yourself? And the first question I think about, and I just think about these from this year and during COVID, that I've really found to be effective questions. One of which you guys got to ask yourself is, do I love myself? Yes or no? And just answer yourself immediately. You just say, do I love myself? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then you need this program. If the second question you ask yourself, do I deserve happiness and success? Yes or no? If you deserve it, or if you don't deserve it, then you need to be in this program, because if you don't love yourself, then you need to be in this program as well. And the third question is, how am I doing with what it is that I'm putting in right now? If you're getting the same results and you're getting the same frustration and you're getting the same, uncertainty and fear, then you ultimately have to ask yourself, what is it going to take? And that's going to take confidence. That takes confidence to be able to face the situations of your past and get over them and make amends with them and use them as fuel to get forward and move in your life. That's what we bring to you. I mean, that's the thing Scott and I have had to do to create our lives and where we're at. And the fact that we can't rest on our laurels at any particular time. It's about constant innovation, constant pivoting, constant, okay, what can you do? What can you do in this moment? How can you invest? How can you learn more? The competitive marketplace out there, guys, is only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So you need to be the person that's rising above. You need to be the person who has got the additional relationship skills, the additional communication skills, the additional ability to overcome negative situations and kind of go, okay, hey, I'm glad that's happening because I'm going to get something out of this. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to grow stronger, not go, oh God, why do I have to do this? I was talking to somebody earlier today and they're just saying, I'm tired. I've had to fight and I've had to fight and I'm tired. I'm like, I understand it. I said, I'm tired too, but guess what? I don't want to be tired and regretful. I'd rather be tired and successful. You know what I mean? And when I said that, you want to be tired and regretful, or you want to be tired and successful? He was like, holy shit, you should brand that. And I'm like, I probably will. But anyways, you guys got to think about that for yourself. And that's what we bring to you every single week for 12 weeks. It's truly a family opportunity. And if you have any questions, of course, you can reach out and ask Scott or myself. And otherwise, if it's not your time and it's not your situation, of course, you're still a part of the family. You're still the Unfiltered crew. I mean, that's what we bring you. We're going to continue bringing you lessons every single week. If you go back and you watch all of our shows and you take notes, there isn't anything in those shows that you won't get that. So what I'm saying is you could go back and watch everything we've talked about, and pretty much out of our guests and ourselves, you could get what we're going to get in our coaching program, but you have to go back and watch all that. And we've already given this stuff to you for free, but obviously if you're still in a situation and you're not doing it, then you need that accountability. You need to make that investment, because trust me, whenever I made an investment in myself, I was committed to the end to get the results that I paid for. And we want that for you guys.
Yeah. And to that point too, like here's what I found out. And I noticed this for myself. I used to always make sure that I was around really smart people and listen to what they said. And I'm like, I want to go do it. But here's the truth. When you're around people and you see what they do and you say, I'm going to try it, you'll pick and choose things, but you're not really getting the gist of everything that makes that person great. You're like, oh, they smile a lot and that's why people like them. Or, oh, they're funny. Or, oh, no. There's something more than that. There's an authenticity. There's a vulnerability. There's things that you're missing. And what we're doing in the group is we're sitting back and watching people learn. And then we're saying, was that everything? Is there something we missed? Is there something that Chris knows that you missed? And once they get those aha moments, those don't occur here because the interaction is what makes that happen. The other thing is that week-long assignment you're doing. Imagine this. You hear something brilliant and it's completely brilliant. And you say, wow, that really could change my life. You might be able to say, I'll try to apply that. But here's what happens. It goes back burner because you go back into your everyday life. You have an accountability partner in the group plus us. So every single day you have an assignment. And those assignments are so well thought out. So even the meditation will be in certain wavelengths of your brain. So one will be in theta. So it's right before you're going to sleep at night. So everything you hear in there is going to get programmed into your subconscious mind. So you start trusting in it and becoming it. I mean, everything in here it's a very safe place for maximum growth, and we're very excited to bring it to you. You guys can't tell that we're excited, right?
Yes, we are. What's up, Teresa Turner? So good to see you. We appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, I mean, so that's our pitch. That's what we want. And that's not even a pitch. That's an offer. This isn't even about sales. This is about you guys, taking your life to the next level and putting it in hands that, with guys that you can trust. And, on those terms, what we want for you guys is a really kick-ass 2021. And through, right now we're just kind of hanging and doing these 5 o'clock happy hour shows. But the ultimate goal is to take our Friday Night Live show, what we were doing, and take that to the next level for you guys, with you guys, as the Unfiltered crew. We're calling it the Unfiltered Experience. And we want you guys to be a part of that. So again, whether you send us public messages or private messages, what do you want to see? What type of subjects do you want us to cover most? We've got a host of different subjects that we could talk about. That's why we call it the Unfiltered Experience, is to bring you different experiences. Maybe we're going to bring you music. We're going to bring you humor. We're going to bring you business. We're going to bring you spirituality. We're going to bring you, obviously, the motivation and inspiration that will help carry you through your life. Apparently, we had a 3.1 earthquake. My news report just said, rocking and rolling in Southern California on this beautiful night. So we want you guys to give us that feedback. And, we're really looking at, okay, what can we take the show up to the next level to include you guys in that. So whatever it is that you guys want to see with us, for us, how you can see us grow and impact more people, we would love, and we will appreciate you guys submitting that. And we want to make you more a part of the family. So if you're interested in being a part of that crew and really helping us out with social media stuff, helping us out with other stuff, we're willing to do what we can to exchange opportunities to be in the group coaching program with you. If there's services that you can offer that can help us boost what we're got going through, reach out to us. This is a family. This is a partnership. This is something we want to help grow the community, grow yourselves, grow ourselves, and just have a kick-ass time doing it. So whatever it is you can offer, bring it to the table. Different people that you've seen on other shows that you would like to see us interview, send us that information as too. Oh, yeah. Am I leaving anything else, Scott?
No, that's great. Yeah. So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, this is the honest reality. Chris left a corporate job where he was making plenty of money to do this, because this is what he believed his calling to be. Much the same, it was a longer time ago for me, but I left a very lucrative sales job, and the world was not hard. It's very easy, but it was very complacent. And I was, as we're talking about, holding on to the tree and not surrendering and flowing down the river. So right now, this is where we're going to make our existence. And so if you believe in what we're doing, it's very important for you guys to share this stuff. So bringing more people to the Unfiltered crew, to the Unfiltered crew through the Unfiltered Experience podcast show that we're going to be doing on Friday nights, that's very important to us. So if you're willing, one of the things that Chris and I do from time to time is we'll tag every single one of our friends. I think Facebook lets you do up to 100 and say, come see this show. You've got to be a part of it if it's something that we know really is important. So, doing stuff like that where you make an extra effort to bring people here, that's a very, very big deal for us. I mean, a very big deal. And we're actually creating a specific page on Facebook plus a website specific to this show, because we want this to grow exponentially. And we really want to make sure that we're giving you guys the best quality stuff. I mean, we're seeing it. We're seeing the shows bringing value. We're getting messages from you guys directly that things are changing in your life. And now that we're doing the coaching program, which if you just joined us once again, we're doing a special for Black Friday weekend until Sunday night. It's 2 people for $1,200, and we're not offering that again. I mean, that's an insanely low price for what we're delivering to you guys. You're getting Chris and I literally walking through every aspect of what we're doing every week. That's $50 a week to have like an insane level of high level coaching that will change your life. Yeah. So
it's actually $50 a week.
Like, it's actually kind of ridiculous, but I'm comfortable doing it because I'm watching the breakthroughs that people are getting. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's
you can't buy anything for $50 in Austin anymore. $50 in Austin, you can get like a hot dog on a street corner.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. No, it's cool. It's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. But we want to know. So, who's still here? Robert, what do you guys want? What do you got? Wait, Robert, tell us one thing you want to see in the new show. Darlene, tell us one thing you want to see in the new show. Teresa, tell us one thing you want to see in the new show. whoever's here, Christine, if you're still here,
Larry,
tell us, just put something in the comments. What do you want to see? Do you want us to see do you guys want to be on camera with us? Do you guys want to jump in on these shows with us? What do you want to see? What will give you the most value for your hour to come hang out with us? Do you want to see, stupid stuff? You want to see funny stuff like Scott dress up as Marky Mark again, or Marky Rausch again?
Yeah, that was great.
I got to start working on my characters too. And actually,
I'm waiting for you to do one of me. Yeah.
I was almost going to do something tonight, but I'm like, I'm in so much pain right now.
Too
I
much
just
work.
after I'm going to go lay down on an ice pack. I've been pretty active this week, and it's that was the other thing I was thinking about when I was thinking about this show, is thinking about gratitude for the pain I'm in and everything else. And it's like, what, when I think about everybody out in this world and people who are older than I am, who are working physical jobs, and I'm just like, oh my God, I am so grateful that that there's different opportunities out in the world with technology and everything else that we have at our disposal with Google and YouTube. And I decided that we were talking about, raising our standards a little bit. And I just want to share this with you guys, it's because this is how we roll. We're just very personal. Since COVID and since, leaving my corporate career, and this is going to sound crazy to some of you, I have not been taking care of my vehicle. And I walked by my truck the other day, and I love my truck. I have a 2012 F-150 FX4 red. It's awesome. It's badass. Racing stripes in the interior. I just love it. I don't even want to trade it. I want to keep that truck for Jackson. But I kept walking by, and I'm like, God, it looks terrible. God, it looks terrible. It's always so shy. I used to keep it shiny, and I was proud of it. I would drive it everywhere, and I was like, that's kind of how I feel, maybe a little bit about me, maybe, going back to what we were talking about, Scott, with doing our best. And so I went out there the day before Thanksgiving, and I just spent the day cleaning and detailing the cars. And I got to tell you, I felt so much better and so much like just cleaner in my thoughts and everything else, that today I went out there and I cleaned the garage and I did a couple other things. So like when I walk out of the garage now, I'm not stressed and I'm happy, and I open the garage door and I just feel better just for doing those little bitty things for myself. So I just wanted to share that for you guys, because there are things that you can do for yourself. I was just talking with one of my current coaching clients also. She says, Chris, I'm getting into this decluttering thing. I'm feeling like so much lighter. I have so much space around me. I don't need all this stuff. My priorities are changing. So, whatever you guys got going on, we're here to help you, whether it's in the coaching program or not. You guys always have access with questions and whatnot, but we want you in this program with us and to see you take off to the next level. And especially just to continue being part of our family. We love you guys genuinely.
1,000%. No, and it really is fun. It's fun growing. And so help us grow exponentially so that we keep it being in service. And the other thing too, one of the things that we want to do, and I think naturally, like Chris and I would do this, is it would be fun to make the show a really funny show. But I always want to make sure that we're incorporating value and, something that we're giving you a takeaway, and it's funny, but it's also, that's really who probably both of us are. I think like Chris and I could probably just do a bunch of shots at a bar and be really fun to hang out with. But at the same time too, I don't know in that state that we're of value. Maybe we were worth laughing at or laughing with, but I want to have that hybrid combination that we're doing both. So your input is going to be huge for us. Your help in expanding, we want to expand this group. I mean, it's like, we want to do this for a living. We want to continue to do this for a living. And since, nobody wants anybody on stage right now, I have no motivational speaking deals. Like, there's nobody giving me $5,000 to stand on the stage because there's no audience. So this is what we're doing for a living right now. So support us in any way you can, and we'll support you in every way we can.
Absolutely. Darlene, you are a rock star. Thank you so much. Laughing is good for the soul. Absolutely. And so proud of you for doing your walk and talk the other day. I did see that. Teresa, of course, I love you both, fun and in seriousness. Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of ideas for the upcoming show, and just to make it, that Friday night experience that you can go to and you can count on, hey, I'm going to laugh, or I'm going to think, and maybe I'm going to cry, or maybe I'm going to see an inspirational story. I mean, I think about, my guest on Tuesday night show, my Raw and Unscripted show, Tracy Schmidt, the unstoppable Tracy Schmidt. I mean, God, listening to her story, Scott, and listening to what she sacrificed and what she invested to get into the Paralympics was phenomenal. I'm like, we got to have more guests like that on that show, because I mean, I even personally walked away with like, God, I bitch about a lot of stuff that really, I get up and I go to the bathroom easily. I don't have, limbs that, I mean, it's So, you know, I'm just excited to do that in 2021 with you and taking it to the next level and having a blast and, you know, continuing to share our stories and our journeys with everybody. Robert, I think said something about getting on camera would be fun. Yeah, we want you guys with us. You know, if you guys want to jump on for 15 minutes and say, hey, I got this thing I want to share and I want to talk about it. I want to get you guys' opinion on, you know, let us know. But definitely, we love and appreciate you guys. We're going to continue doing these 5 o'clock happy hours through the end of the year. So if there's something you have going on, you want us to talk about as a topic, you know, shoot it to us. We're just sitting here chit-chatting back and forth. And we did want to bring this to you this time because it's very important. We want you guys to have a first opportunity at that. But we'll continue being here every single Friday night and having a fun time and just growing together with you guys. Scott, anything left?
Nah.
What you got going on this weekend?
We were going to go out to our cabin tonight, but my daughter does not like it out there because it's peaceful and boring for a teenager. So we're going to go out tomorrow morning and bring a friend. So we'll get to, you know, we just cruise around the golf cart, drink wine, cook food on the grill, the golf cart. I was visualizing. I did it. Dude, the golf cart. Do you ever listen in the meditation? So I'm the one who creates the meditations for our group. So what will happen is when I'm in peace, like when I'm actually like doing the recording, I'm like totally in a Zen mode. Every once in a while I'll be speaking and all of a sudden I'll say Pac. And I'm like, damn it. So the whole thing is super fluid and you're like, did he just say Pac? He did. He said Pac.
Fucking Bostonian. Oh man, that's awesome. Hey, well, honestly, again, for all you guys who were here earlier, still here, Darlene, Christine, Robert, Marlene, Randy, I want to make sure I get all you guys. Teresa, you guys are just amazing. We love you guys. The Unfiltered crew. We want you guys to have an awesome rest of the weekend. Take some time for yourself sometime this weekend. Take 15, 20 minutes and just decide what it is that you're going to do next week. Decide a couple of things you guys want to accomplish and then go attack them with passion and commitment and make a promise to yourself you won't give up until you do. Make a promise to yourself you're going to do your best, and I promise you guys will get there. And again, we're always here for you. Scott, I love you and I appreciate you. Give my best to the family. I'm going to go inside and have a little family time with those guys, and we're decorating for Christmas. And Jackson's birthday is on Sunday. He's going to be
nice. 4. It doesn't. Whatever age they are, birthdays for little kids are the best. So that's awesome.
We're excited.
So guys, if you can share the link that we have in there, the link that Chris posted in the comments. If you don't mind sharing that in your Facebook pages or whatever to see if people are interested in signing up, you guys are welcome to share that deal for 2 people for $1,200. So it's $600 a person. I mean, that's $50 a week to have some very serious coaching that I promise will be exponentially well invested. It's going to be incredible. So please do that. We would appreciate it. Copy us on us, tag us, let us know. Your help is amazingly appreciated beyond comprehension, especially in a week like this. We're super thankful.
Yes.
Peace out.
All right.
Gratitude, love, rock and roll, all that stuff.
Friday night happy hour. Okay. Peace out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.